They had the thing with these really, I'd say, very good people. They were riding along a highway, and you had Sleepy Joe's bus. So they escorted the bus, and the radical left said, oh, what a horrible thing that is to escort the bus. They don't tell you about Antifa that go around burning down your cities, Democrat run, only Democrat run. They don't talk about that, bopping people over the head, killing people, setting everything on fire. They don't tell you about that. They tell you about people that are driving down a highway with an American flag and a Trump flag.
Hello and welcome to What the Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Anvitas. Let's get to it. It's Monday, November 2nd, 2020. Welcome to day 1383. Trump told his associates that he intends to declare premature victory on election night in order to cast doubt on the integrity of the election and undermine the validity of uncounted mail-in ballots the days after. Many states will not be done counting their mail-in ballots by Tuesday night, and it's common for some states to take several days to finalize their vote counts. Trump, nevertheless, told confidants that he'll declare victory on election night if it looks like he's, quote, ahead, end quote. Speaking to reporters later, Trump first denied that he would declare victory prematurely, before confirming that he would try to shut down tabulating votes after the polls close. Quote, I think it's a terrible thing when ballots can be collected after an election, when states are allowed to tabulate ballots for a long period of time after the election is over, that we can't know the results of an election the night of the election. As soon as that election's over, we're going in with our lawyers, end quote. Meanwhile, Dr. Anthony Fauci warned that the United States should prepare for, quote, a whole lot of hurt, end quote, this winter from the coronavirus pandemic, saying, quote, it's not a good situation, end quote, and that the U.S., quote, could not possibly be positioned more poorly, end quote. Fauci said the country needs to make an abrupt change in its public health practices because, quote, all the stars are aligned in the wrong place as you go into the fall and winter season, with people congregating at home indoors, end quote. Fauci also praised the Biden campaign's approach to the coronavirus, saying it was, quote, taking it seriously from a public health perspective, end quote, while Trump is, quote, looking at it from a different perspective, end quote, which he says is the economy and reopening the country. The White House said it was, quote, unacceptable and breaking with all norms for Dr. Fauci to choose 3 days before an election to play politics, end quote. Trump has continued to tour the country, insisting that the United States has turned the corner on the coronavirus, even as the nation set a new daily record on Friday with more than 98,000 cases. Trump threatened to fire Dr. Anthony Fauci after Election Day, while complaining about news media coverage of COVID-19 at a campaign rally in South Florida. The crowd broke out into a Fire Fauci chant.
I say it drives them crazy. It's rounding the turn. Because all they want to do, you turn in the news, COVID, 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 COVID. Would like to talk about COVID, and then next year, here's what happens, November 4th. You won't hear too much about it. You won't hear too much about it. Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
Trump went on to add that he appreciates the crowd's advice. At a campaign stop in Cleveland, Ohio, Biden weighed in, saying, quote, I got a better idea. Elect me and I'm going to hire Dr. Fauci and we're going to fire Donald Trump, end quote. And finally, Trump approved of his supporters surrounding a Biden campaign bus and attempting to run it off the highway in Texas, tweeting a video showing the caravan boxing in the campaign bus, adding the caption, quote, I love Texas, end quote, in all caps. The FBI said it was investigating the incident. Trump defended the Texas drivers, tweeting, quote, in my opinion, these patriots did nothing wrong. Instead, the FBI and justice should be investigating the terrorists, anarchists, and agitators of Antifa, who run around burning down our Democrat-run cities and hurting our people, end quote. Trump revisited the story hours later, falsely claiming that an FBI investigation was false and tweeting that his supporters, quote, did nothing wrong, end quote. Trump then again said the FBI should be investigating Antifa instead. The Biden campaign canceled at least one event in Texas following the episode. Back in New York and in New Jersey, a caravan of Trump supporters halted traffic on two major highways.
That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditas.